Hey ladies, Patty Fosick here. I want to talk to you today about there's been a lot of questions that I've been getting about how to fit it all in with a crazy schedule. And I wanted to address that. And the reason why I want to address this is just to back up a little bit. We're in the middle of a 6-week challenge. And some women are in their 3rd week, some women are in their 4th week. And this is typically a pivotal week. Typically what happens during this week is either A, you make the decision that you're going to continue to move forward, or B, you make the decision to give up. And I want to talk specifically about why we make that decision to give up, because I see it happen over and over and over and over again. I've been doing this for many, many years. And typically what happens is, so think about, when you think about where you currently are in your life's journey, so since we're talking about weight loss, like where you currently are and where you want to be, a lot of times when we think about the work that's involved in going from body A to body B is really overwhelming, because you realize that it takes a lot of work, a lot of changes, and sometimes some sacrifice, and we then end up giving up because we think that, oh, I don't have the willpower to keep going. So specifically, when it comes to a weight loss or a fitness journey, if you've struggled with weight loss your entire life, to make that initial decision to make a change is awesome. Like, you should be very proud of yourself, and I applaud you for making that decision to make that change, because that's hard. Like, to make a decision to make a change in any aspect of your life is super difficult, especially when it comes to weight loss, because that's something completely personal, and that is kind of, you can't control that 100%, and that is what ends up frustrating people, and they feel like if they can't do it 100% right, that why do it at all? So I wanted to talk to you about that and to try to help you rephrase how you talk to yourself. So as humans, we can talk ourselves out of a lot of things. We can talk ourselves out of going for that promotion, asking for a raise, asking somebody out on a date, going to a movie by ourselves, never mind making lifestyle changes for better health or better fitness. Those things are hard, and we can easily talk ourselves out of doing things because we're scared. We're scared of what happens if I don't do it? What happens if I don't do it right? What happens if I never get there? The work that's involved seems so hard and so overwhelming. But when we rephrase our mindset and think, instead of I have to do this, change it to I want to do this, or I get to do this. I want to eat healthier so that I can live a long, healthy life. I want to get stronger so that I can play with the grandchildren or the children, or keep up with my peers. Or, I want to do this because one day I really want to run a 5K, or I really want to be able to walk up the stairs without huffing and puffing. Finding your why is super important. It's super important because a lot of times, especially as women, we've been programmed that a number on the scale is what defines us. And I'm here to tell you that number on the scale is a little liar. And that number on the scale does not define you. It does not tell you what kind of a human being you are and what kind of a person you are or who you want to be. So what we need to do is to realize that, you may be like, okay, body A is here, body B is way over there. That's really a wide gap. And the work that's going to take to make that gap smaller seems really overwhelming. Take a step back and think about why you started this journey, first of all, and applaud yourself for starting the journey, and just take a step back and think of baby steps. What can I do today that is 1% better than what I did yesterday? That's it, just 1%. That's all we're looking for, is just 1%. If anyone ever says to you, you need to do this by the law, okay, go back to thinking about The Biggest Loser or any of the weight loss shows that you see on TV, where the trainer is like, you need to eat this way, you need to work out 5 days a week, or it's never going to happen for you. That is bull crap. That is just, that it's made up for television. Everyone is different. If you put too much pressure on yourself, that's usually when people give up, because they have unrealistic expectations, and they expect that 10 pounds is going to fall off just like that. But if you've been struggling with your weight your entire life, or even for the past 5 years, or even for the past year, things change in our bodies, hormones change all the time, and you can't predict how your body is going to respond to the changes that you're making. But if you keep going and make small changes and focus on changing those habits, so maybe your habit was always, I'm going to use myself as an example. My habits way back when, in my 20s and 30s, were to grab a bagel with cream cheese in the morning for breakfast. For a snack, I would have a can of Coke and a pack of peanut M&Ms from the vending machine. And then for lunch, I would usually get a burrito from the food court that was across the street. And then for dinner, sometimes I would skip it. Other times I would have a piece of chocolate cake. Other times I'd have a big bowl of pasta. So for me, when it came to losing weight, it really did feel overwhelming. And there were times when I wanted to give up. And there were times when maybe I did give up for a little bit, but then I got right back onto the horse and started to do it again. And it wasn't until I realized that the number on the scale doesn't define who I am, is kind of when that's when things started to change for me. When I found my initial why is what really made sense to me and how I continued going. And my initial why was to keep up with my dog Aspen doing agility. That was my initial why. I needed endurance, and I was like, I need endurance, I needed to learn how to run. Never mind that I needed to lose 40 pounds that I had gained. I wanted endurance. But once I noticed that the weight started to come off, when I changed my eating habits, that I felt stronger, that my clothes were fitting better, that other people were noticing how strong I was getting, that kind of motivated me to continue. So also having a support system is super important as well. So whenever you feel like you want to just give up, I want you to just take 5 minutes, think about why you started, and applaud yourself for starting, and be like, that's great that I started this. And know that you can do this. Take a day. Take a day off. Don't think about it. And then just get right back on track the next day. Or break it into baby steps. You really need to break these things into baby steps and try not to do everything perfectly the first time around. It never happens that way. I'm still not perfect, and I've been doing this now for 11 years. So take a breath. Take a breath. Be proud of yourself for starting, and know that you can continue, because it's a journey. It's a lifestyle journey. You're on a journey. It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So I hope that you find this video helpful. Please let me know. And if you don't find it helpful, let me know how I can improve the video. All right, thanks guys. Bye.